Hi all, welcome to the another session of the Read With Me series. Here again we are going to see the Yojana special issue of October 2021, Science and Technology. The article talks about sustainable development, energy security, nuclear power comes under JS3. Energy is the engine for economic growth, and when the country moves ahead on the path of development, it is necessary to utilize every energy resource available in the country. Energy is vital for human development, and its demand is rising parallel to the human population, urbanization, and modernization. Currently, the world is still dependent on fossil fuel to supply a huge amount of consumed energy across the world. Economies are dependent on energy, which is why energy security is such an important issue. Energy security means consistent availability of sufficient energy in various forms at affordable prices. These conditions must prevail over a long period of time if energy is to contribute to sustainable development. India is one of the world's largest energy consumers and currently relies on importing fuels to a significant extent. The major fuel in India as energy mix is coal 55%, a major portion of which is produced domestically. Nuclear energy makes up about 3% and renewable energy resources about 20%. There is a huge gap between the energy demand and energy supply in India due to its rapidly growing economy. Nevertheless, India's plan to maintain economic growth of 8% annually, which implies that electricity demand will grow proportionately. Therefore, more and more reliable power supplies are required. Since nearly one third of India's population is still not connected to any of the country's five electricity grid. Energy shortages in India will continue during upcoming years. Even then, India as an emerging country will have to find a middle ground between economic development and environmental sustainability, which requires it to change its energy mix. Instead of the currently dominating coal, cleaner and sustainable source of energy should play a major role. Nuclear energy is considered by many as being the only source of energy suitable to support continuous industrialization and urbanization. It currently provides only 3% of India's total electricity but is likely to gain importance and can reduce India's dependence on fossil fuels. Nuclear power in India. India embarked on its commercial nuclear power production in 1969 with the commissioning of two boiling water reactors BWR of 210 megawatt capacities each. Its nuclear power program was conceived to be a closed fuel cycle to be achieved in three sequential stages. These stages feed into each other in such a way that the spent fuel generated from one stage of the cycle is reprocessed and used in the next stage of the cycle to produce power. This kind of closed fuel cycle was designed to breed fuel and to minimize the generation of nuclear waste. The three-stage nuclear power production program in India has been conceived with the ultimate objective of utilizing the country's vast reserve of thorium-232. It is important to note that India has the world's third largest reserves of thorium. Thorium, however, cannot be used as a fuel in its natural state. It needs to be converted into its usable fissile form after a series of reactions. To aid this and to eventually produce nuclear power from its thorium reserve, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, who is regarded as the father of Indian nuclear power program, envisioned the roadmap of the three-stage nuclear program. In the first stage, pressurized heavy water reactor will be used to produce energy from natural uranium. PHWR do not just produce energy, they also produce fissile plutonium Pu-239. The second stage involves using the indigenous fast breeder reactor technology fueled by plutonium to produce energy and more of plutonium. By the end of second stage of the cycle, the reactor would have produced more fissile material than it would have consumed, thus earning the name breeder. The final stage of the cycle would involve the use of plutonium recovered from the second stage in combination with thorium to produce energy and uranium, another fissile material, using the thermal breeder. This production of uranium-233 from thorium-232 would complete the cycle. Uranium-233 would then be used as fuel for the remaining part of the fuel cycle. India is planning to significantly increase the present share of electricity derived from nuclear power from the present level of 3% in the next 2 to 3 decades. Significant investment will also be required to secure fuel for the existing nuclear reactors, almost all of which are based on pressurized heavy water reactor technology. Over the last 2 decades, India has gained expertise in the fast reactors and the thorium fuel cycle and strives to become a world leader in nuclear power technology. Nuclear reactors in India. Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited (NPCIL) is a public sector enterprise under the Department of Atomic Energy entrusted with the task of nuclear power generation in the country. Currently, there are 22 operational nuclear reactors in India with a total installed capacity of 6,780 MW, while the country's first two reactors at Tarapur, Maharashtra belong to the imported VWR technology. India embarked on building PHWR plant with the setting up of the first two 220 MW capacity reactors at Rajasthan Atomic Power Station at Rawatbhata in collaboration with Canada. The next two PHWR of 220 MW capacity each at Madras Atomic Power Stations at Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu mark the first completely indigenous nuclear power plant by the Department of Atomic Energy, and these reactors were commissioned during 1983 to 85. It is a significant milestone in the history of Indian nuclear program and was a proud moment for Indian scientists and engineers. DAE NPCL further made substantial changes in the reactor designs and standardized 220 MW PHWR units were subsequently built at Narora in UP, Kakrapar in Gujarat, Kaiga in Karnataka and Rawatbhata in Rajasthan. By the 1990s, India's nuclear scientists and engineers were ready to scale up from 220 MW. Accordingly, two reactors of 540 MW were commissioned at Tarapur in 2005 and 2006. In parallel, India pursued collaboration with Russia and built 2,000 MW capacity pressurized water reactors of Russian design at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu, which became operational in the year 2014. There are presently 22 reactors with a total capacity of 6,780 MW in operation. Based on the successful operation of 220 MW PHWR, NPCIL decided to avail advantage from the economies of scale and volume by upgrading to 700 MW capacity reactors and standardizing this design for fleet construction. Kakrapar Unit 3, the first reactor in the 700 MW PHWR series, has been commissioned in July 2020 and is currently undergoing test before it enters commercial operation. In addition, 10 nuclear power reactors with a total of 8,000 MW capacity are under construction. This include a 500 MW prototype fast breeder reactor of the second stage of the nuclear program, and the plant is being constructed by Bharatiya Navikya Vidyut Nigam Limited, Bhavini. Additionally, the government has accorded administrative approval and financial sanction of 10 indigenous PHWR of 700 MW capacity each to be set up in fleet mode. On progressive completion of the projects under construction and accorded sanction, Indian nuclear power capacity is expected to reach 22,480 MW by the year 2031. More nuclear power plants are also planned for the future. Relevance of nuclear power. Questions are often raised about why India should continue to invest in nuclear power when, even after 50 years of its entry, it contributes only 2 to 3% to national electricity generation. Should the focus not be on modern renewable sources like solar and wind energy, which in the past 5 years have taken the share of renewables more than 20%. What is the rationale for retaining nuclear power in India's energy mix? A major consideration is about availability of sources. Currently, India draws nearly 63% of its total energy generation from thermal sources. Of this, nearly 55% is met from coal and the rest from gas, with a minuscule amount from oil-fired plants. The worrisome part of this configuration is that India imports a significant part of its fossil fuels. For a large and rapidly developing country, bulk fuel imports raise economic and strategic vulnerabilities. Another important factor is the electricity generation's low carbon footprint. The large-scale use of coal has severe consequences for global warming and climate change, which are critical issues besides air pollution that the planet faces today. India's per capita carbon emissions stand at 1 to 1.2 tons compared to 20 tons per capita of the US. If a growing Indian economy continues to rely on coal, carbon emissions are bound to rise. This will impact national expenditure on domestic environmental and health measures, as also India's global obligations. Nuclear energy in this context offers a meaningful alternative. Renewable energy is environmental friendly and a natural choice for India. However, its limitations should also be understood. Firstly, solar and wind energy generation is land intensive. Secondly, while nuclear plants have become completely indigenous, solar plants carry a dependence on imported technology and materials such as photovoltaic cell, battery and storage equipment. Another, solar and wind power generation A related handicap is in energy storage, which makes them unsuitable as a baseload source of electricity. Despite these challenges, renewables still merit a place in India's energy basket. Conclusion: India is a developing nation and its economy is dominated by the manufacturing and service sector, which are energy intensive. That India's power generation capacity has increased 100-fold since independence, and it is today the third largest producer of electricity in the world are applaudable developments. Yet at 1,181 kilowatt hour in 2018-19, the per capita electricity consumption is low. This compares poorly with Canada's 17,179 kilowatt hour to 13,338 kilowatt hour in the US and about 3,000 kilowatt even in China. India need to scale up electricity production to assure a reasonable quality of life for citizens. Such requirement make the choice for India not between nuclear and renewable but to include all available sources. Given the country's demographic growth, the aspiration of a young population, lack of indigenous fuel resource and mounting climate change, we need a long-term vision and commitment to safeguard the electricity for the upcoming generation that must be provided with all the sources. These are the 22 nuclear reactors in India: Tarapur in UP, Rajasthan, Madras, Kudankulam, Narora, Tarapur, Kaiga, Kakrapar. Thank you.